So I'm waiting for the balance changes update to go live, and I've decided that I will just do a season 3 recap because there are some changes like the wildcards etc. that are pretty usable to know. But first of all, the leaderboarding, I think I kind of figured out that it is really not difficult to be in the top 5000, but when I look at this, and I remember that I play pretty much every night. Like this year I skipped one night because I was helping my mother change the car tires and I had to just sleep at her place. But otherwise all the nights I played, and I still don't have nowhere near 40,000 points. And it really makes me wonder if they are employed at all. Like, do they do anything else besides just waking up and playing Codem? And the first time I got into leaderboard was the Series 2, and I only failed to remain in it in the third series season, as it was my second one. I just kind of messed up. But as you can see from there, it was a pretty much a smooth sailing. And I think the main advice that I can give is that you have to reach Legendary after season reset as fast as possible. Like usually I reach it in the second day, on Friday, and it immediately puts me into the leaderboard, and then from there you kind of just have to maintain it, like to not fall out. Currently the stats are pretty mid, I would say, but I mean when I got into Legendary I had a very good performance. I think like half of the victories that I won during that grind I MVP'd, and so it was much better stat compared to this one. But I mean I was trying out the overkill, making videos for various non-meta guns, which means that when I do that I lose more matches than I would normally. Like if I just used main meta, of course I would be winning more. And I have started thinking about how to solve it, and I think that if you lose a match with whatever non-meta gun you used, you should just then play at least a couple of matches with meta just to get victories, to get back. Because if you end up on a losing streak, you keep on getting worse and worse teammates each time. So after a defeat, you should not, if you're recording videos or whatever, or just want to use non-meta, you should switch to meta after a defeat. And after you win like 2-3 games in a row, you can switch back to the non-meta. And so yeah, USS 9 I used mostly in Grandmaster, and later I would switch to it whenever I was losing with whatever gun I was trying to record, or after a few losses. For instance, I was recording AK-117, I think I lost like 4 matches in a row, so then I played a bit with the USS 9, and I don't really have any videos to record with it or anything, so it is kind of like a switch gun. XM4 I did record a video, but I did not think that I used it this much. Previous season XM4 and Type 19 were my most used guns, but like, this is unexpected. And the Odin, well, I finally started appreciating, enjoying the Odin this season, and it's about to get enough. Well, it should not push it out of the meta, but still. Now this is just an interesting observation, but usually by the end of a full rank season I have around 70 consolation prizes, and now after the end of the first half I only have 21, and I think it just means that less people were like rage quitting matches, and that is good. That just gives them good health to the overall lobby situation. The meta, honestly what the top dogs are using is just a very good reflection. Most of them use USS 9. PDW is finally considered a good meta gun. We have the Odin in higher numbers, which could be partly because of the legendary variant, but like it is a good meta gun overall. Type 19, MG42 kind of used, now BP50 was mostly gone. And another thing that you can notice if you go through this list is that Raps, the new score streak, is actually pretty used. Now I personally have removed Stealth Chopper from all of my loadouts and replaced it with Raps, and I did it partly because of the buff to the Firepower support perk, which now gives you 70% chance of stealing a destroyed score streak, and so I just don't want to help the enemies get a Stealth Chopper. And so the Raps itself, well, it can be really good. Some matches I get like between 2 to 4 kills, other times it is just a distraction, but it is a distraction that is rolling all around the map, and so if enemies have to push new OBG, or even are sitting in the OBG area and suddenly these balls roll at them, it is a difficulty that they have to go through. Like they will be distracted, I can kill them while they are shooting, or often we will just die, at least one of them, like while pushing, and suddenly they get hit by the ball. Or like imagine you are prone on B and suddenly these big balls are rolling at you. And like it is not a pleasant situation to be in Kodam and in general. Wildcards, you can have some fun combinations with the overkill, but the more I use it, the less pleased I was in it in terms of like how competitive it can be. And so the pack grid is just the best one, as you get an extra pack skulker or lightweight or flak jacket or dauntless, and so having a side red perk is just best for the loadout in terms of what wildcards can provide. USS 9, I had lobbies where like all 5 players were using USS 9s, and I think that the nerf is really good because we should be seeing less of them after the nerf, or at least like in big maps we'll not be seeing it in Nuketown. We can still, I think, face 5 USS 9 users, but like it is just too good in the current meta situation, so the nerf is very nice and needed. XM4 actually did not feel as powerful in Season 3, mostly because of the USS 9 situation, but after the nerf of it and the nerf of Type 19, it will become the versatile main assault rifle, because, well, at the moment, like many YouTubers say that XM4 and Type 19 are like on the similar footing, but now the Type 19 will be put a bit lower. So expect XM4s next season. I was talking about it through countless seasons, but now, especially after the buff to the firepower support, FAG loadout is just absolutely necessary to have. You can destroy chopper, gunner, stealth chopper, VTOL, Goliath, gunship, and you not only destroy them, but you have a chance of stealing them, just activating for your team. And even without the extra chance of stealing, FAG loadout is a must. But with the stealing part, it is just great. And I'm pairing it with the PDW because it has good mobility, and like I said, it is a valid meta choice. Now, this emergency little combo wombo loadout I created because I was fed up of those random teammates who go in like 2s, 3s, streamer moders usually, and just farm kills without playing any OBG. And so what this loadout does is it helps you have the reactor core for every OBG area, because of the combination of the unit support and overclock pack. And so what unit support does is basically for every kill that the teammates are getting, you get extra operator skill charges. And so basically I just let them farm and feed my reactor core. And overclock, well, it is just good to speed up it even more. And I chose to use Manowar in this loadout simply because with it I can kill the AS Cosrix faster than I would with the FAJ. And so basically the goal is to protect my little kill farming teammates at all costs. Like enemy drops stealth chopper, I take it down, because in the time between being in the OBG and like going to the next one, etc., I don't really have much to do. I'm just waiting, letting them farm. And so I protect them. But in general, the main things you need is the quick fix, dauntless, overclock, unit support, so basically all these perks, the reactor core, but the weapon you can choose whatever you want. And this fast operator charge combo, it has value even in other loadouts. For instance, with the MG42, I chose to use the equalizer, and it helps me to get it for every OBG area. And so MG42 is a very slow gun. And what I do with this loadout is usually I pop equalizer when I have to rush to the next OBG area. I wipe out the OBG area, and once equalizer expires, I just keep on killing enemies with the MG42. And this is just an example of how to use it outside a reactor core emergency loadout, because that loadout is really bad if your teammates are not farming kills but also not playing OBG. And this one, well, it would not be helpful either with such team, but like if we are at least mid, like we get kills, we play OBG, then we will feed your equalizer, and it is a very good thing to have alongside the MG42 due to the better mobility. And well, you can have even other operator skills for this combo. You can use the War Machine, Death Machine, whatever you want. Just I opted to use these. And just another example of PP90 Bison where I put the combo also. And well, PP90 Bison I just am preparing for the return of the Mythic Templar. So this loadout has it for this reason. But like, just keep those packs, the overclock and the unit support, some operator skill that you want to have like activated faster and more times per match, and it is a really powerful thing. Finally, the Peacekeeper is actually a very viable gun, especially once USS-9 gets enough, it will become even more viable. And pretty much the only reason I was sleeping on it was because the iron side of the Mythic was bad, but now it is fixed. And yeah, it is just a really nice gun. I intend to use it more the next season, and I think that it has potential to end up in the meta. And well, also the cache situation, I have not skipped a single crate, and I still have not unlocked the AK 107, but I think I should be getting it in the season 4. Although after the teaser that Kodem gave for everyone, I think that I don't really care about it. Like, it is not that good of a mythic variant, and really I just want to have it so I would not have a gap in the mythic arsenal. I will also put the links to more elaborate videos on some of these topics in the pinned comment. If I forget to do it right away, remind me, but well, I will prepare it. And that would be about it from the season 3. And so the perks, the wildcards, you need the grid. The loadouts, I really suggest to have some sort of the emergency loadout option, especially the FAJ one. Also, reactor core can be good. Overall, thingy with the unit power support and the overclock is also nice. But frankly, the season was just too filled with USS-9s for some major interesting changes aside of that. And I'm just hoping that season 4 will be like more feature more variety, because that would be really fun, even like for gaming perspective, for video perspective. But yeah, so that's it for this one.